Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Tuesday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and early, 8 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. As you can see, I just got back from my walk, and I do a lot of thinking on my walk. It was one of those days where I raced back here because I've been thinking more about this Georgia voter restriction. Yes, I called it voter restriction. I do not consider it security by any means. Okay. So we see the Republicans on TV defending their voter security, accusing other people of twisting it and lying. You know, it's not what it is. We're trying to make sure American voting, our democracy, has security. McConnell is telling corporations to stay out of politics, just like they were telling just shut up and dribble with sports. Even though, see, sports teams are made up of people. Corporations are people. Like, I think Mitt Romney said that. Corporations are people. People that have something to lose in all this. I'm gonna talk more about this. I'm gonna make another video, and I want to talk more about this cancel culture, voter restriction stuff. But not to get into that yet. Okay, vote. I call it voter restriction. Why? Okay, it restricts. There's about 8 things, I believe, in this bill, this voter restriction bill. It restricts when you can vote. It cuts back the days that you can vote beforehand. It cuts back the hours. It cuts back when you can vote. It cuts back where you can vote. It restricts where you can vote. The drop boxes are taken out. I believe it takes out some of the polling centers. It cuts back how you can vote. Less ballot, mail-in ballots. Can't give people any food or water in line, how you vote. It even affects what you vote. Now, this is the one they don't talk about. You see the Republicans, the Kemp on TV defending this, and they talk about the IDs. They blame the airlines. Well, you ask for IDs on your airlines. Why should we ask for? They talk about that, the IDs, a lot. And they kind of twist giving people water and food. They call it line warming. They think people can be influenced by giving them a bottle of water. All right, but the one thing they never defend, and they don't talk about at all, is this one, where they now replaced the Secretary of State, Raffensperger. He no longer has control over verifying votes. Now, the state legislature, the Republican-run state legislature and the Republican governor now can come into local elections if they, and this is the thing that I found creepy, that I found disturbing, is they don't give any particular reason why. If they just think something, say like when Trump wanted to find, 7,000 votes? In this case, under this new law, the legislature could overtake the Secretary of State and could go into the local elections and just throw out votes that if they think they're fishy. This is now a law. The Republicans can go into, of course, they're not going to say if a Republican candidate is winning. I highly doubt that they're going to go into that district and throw the votes out. I'd love to see that, but we know where they're going to throw the votes out. If one district or one county or town is all Democrat, something's got to be fishy there, got to find more votes. And the Republican legislature now, with very little explaining as to why, can just go in and throw votes out. It's the destruction of democracy. This isn't voter security. This is just basically throwing out votes, having the power to throw out the votes you don't want, to call them suspicious, to find those 7,000 votes. After Donald Trump was recorded on tape saying, you just need to find me 7,000 more votes. He can make up an excuse. Say you made a mistake. Trump recorded on the phone saying that. So yeah, it's definitely a voter restriction. All right, let me go back to the airline thing now. Okay, having an ID to get on the airline. With everything that went on 9/11, you think how are you going to know who's on the watch list and who's not on the watch list? If a plane crashes due to mechanical failure, how are you going to know who died? How are you going to inform for safety? For humane purposes, you need to know who's on that plane in case it crashes. These are all valid reasons to want to know, especially safety. Okay, now voting. Say Billy Bob. I'm Billy Bob, and I'm on the voter list, okay? But I don't have ID. So I go down. I say, I'm from this town. I'm going to my polling station in this town. I'm Billy Bob. I live at blah, blah, blah. Okay, checks off Billy Bob. Billy Bob votes. So even if I wasn't Billy Bob, there's only going to be one vote cast. If somebody else comes in and says they're Billy Bob, obviously that person's already checked off. So how are they going to cheat? If there's a voter registration list and you're on that list, you live in the town, what do you need the ID for? Besides to make it harder. Some people don't have driver's license. Some people don't have cars. A lot of people don't have cars, don't have driver's licenses. A lot of people can't get time off work. And these are all, and this is mainly occurs more, I mean, this isn't rocket science. We all know this mainly occurs in lower paying jobs, people that are under the poverty level. Who's under the poverty? Who is more likely to be under the poverty level? Minorities, African Americans, Hispanic Americans possibly, immigrants, handicapped people, senior citizens. A good portion of these people historically vote Democrat. So you tell me this isn't aimed, this isn't voter restriction. I'm not buying it. All right, I'm going to do another video. I got more to talk about this. You guys have a good Tuesday. I'll be back in a few.